welcome to Crypto Mathematicians channel. Yesterday we saw a major bloodbath in the crypto market. BTC fell. Along with BTC, most of the altcoins also fell, and there was almost a 30-40% correction across most of the altcoins and Bitcoin as well. While this correction was pretty nasty, but such kind of a correction was expected since long. As you can see, that BTC has been in an upward momentum since almost 2020, and we saw a little bit of a like pullback in somewhere close to January, but the upward momentum has been consistent without any major pullback. So this kind of a healthy correction was expected. It was a bit deeper than what we thought it could go till, but nevertheless, let's try to understand where BTC is heading. Let's try to chart BTC first, because altcoins most probably will follow Bitcoin. Most of the altcoins are bound to follow Bitcoin for now. So let's see what the king is going to, where the king is going to go in the next few days, and perhaps in the coming few months. Where can we see the Bitcoin price reverse? So let's look at the daily chart for now. As you can see, I've been telling since long that a move down below 42,000 could be really bad. So the reason for that was, let us see. Okay, so this is the $42,000 area. It was difficult for BTC to break this. It was a good resistance. It got rejected. It attempted for the second time and it was broken, and it came back to flip this resistance to support. So this was a clear resistance to support flip. And as you can see, first attempt to break the resistance, it could not. The second attempt, it broke the resistance, it went up, it came back to retest the resistance. That means this strong resistance has now been turned to a strong support. So this was an area which BTC shouldn't have broken, and I expected a correction all the way till 42 and sort of a reversal from here. But as this area was broken, we saw a much lower movement. Now till where did BTC go? Again, it would have been easy, like I told in my previous tweet as well, that if 42k gets broken, early 30s is something that is very much possible. The reason was that this area, as you can see, is a good support area. So, and in between there is absolutely nothing, because BTC went till 42, came back around $30,000 to test it for support, and ever since it has never been able to come back towards this area. So this break of resistance, converting it to a support and then staying above, and once this gets broken, there is going to be absolutely nothing till the early 30s area. And this is exactly the place where, if you can see, you can zoom in and see, so this was an exact area where BTC dropped down. So what happens next? In my opinion, for the bullish momentum to continue, BTC is going to have to go above this area, this particular zone. Let's see one more pseudo support area of, I think it should be close to, yeah, $46,000. So we can see some sort of a movement, like let's see again what can happen here is we break this particular resistance again and flip it back to support, probably stay in this area for a while, get consolidated and flip between $46,000 to $42,000 area. And if we are able to break this particular $46,000 zone, then I believe we are bound to continue the bullish momentum and reach a much higher price. And on the contrary, if let's use a red color here, and if let's say this area, now it has gone up, and if let's say, okay, I'm going to close these tabs. So let's say this area gets rejected once again and we start seeing a drop. This scenario is something that we don't want. All right, so we need a clear break of 42,000 and get consolidated here for a while, and then break the $46,000 area, flip it to support, and then continue the bullish momentum. In the second scenario, we just have a false breakout, and this earlier support once again turns back to a resistance, and we could see a move down here in this particular fashion, and it'll again perhaps come back to 28,000. But in my opinion now, let's look at few more candles. Like this was a daily candle, let's look at a few other weekly candles and probably the longs and shorts, and let's try to figure out which directions we'll be going. In my opinion now, we should be able to take back this $42,000 area, flip it back to support, consolidate a bit here. This next particular resistance is going to be of $46,000, and just flip it back again to support, and we continue the bullish momentum. And if you ask me till where can that go, so we can take the top to the bottom of this particular fib, and yeah, I believe The crucial area here would be to once 46,000 flips would be 51,000, 57 and 65,000. Here we can see another consolidation, flip this to support and we head straight towards $87,000. So this is, in my opinion, one possible scenario. Let's look at the weekly chart to see if we see a different kind of a, yeah, even the weekly you can see that this particular zone, this was a perfect tap of particular resistance area, right? So you can see it in the weekly, it broke down, came back to flip it to support, and the resistance was flipped to support. It went up all the way up ahead. There was a good rejection around $60,000 first attempt, second attempt, probably third attempt, fourth attempt, fifth attempt. So many times if you are going to keep on tapping the resistance and you are not able to break it, that means most of the sell orders here have been filled, and then we could start seeing a downward momentum. Sometimes it works that in a one, two or three attempts, if you are able to break it, then the momentum continues. But if you are trying multiple times and if it's not breaking, a downward momentum is bound to happen. And you can see it has gone down all the way perfectly towards the early $30,000 area. If this level breaks down, so then there is no much substantial support all the way down towards $20,000 area. So you really don't want to break 29,000. Probably this, I believe, is going to be the bottom. And in my opinion, this, if we are able to reclaim back the $42,000 to $46,000 area, consolidate a bit here in this area, so this becomes our local bottom. This is your consolidation zone. Break out and start targeting new all-time high. This is what I would want to see for Bitcoin. If this gets rejected, so we see another support area at 30,000. It will be a bit tough to break, but I would, if it ever goes down back to this area, I would happily long heavily at this particular zone since it has a huge demand. But I don't believe this would go down. The reason is, let's look at the number of longs that were open for BTC on Bitfinex. As you can see, let's have a look at the daily chart. All right, so the number of longs that were there, they were they dropped a lot on 19th of May, which was yesterday. So if you zoom in a bit, so you can see that the number of longs dropped down on yesterday, and today there were, if we were to see another rejection, so perhaps we could have seen another bearish candle in the number of Bitfinex USDT longs, since Bitfinex is one of the major liquidity providers for especially Bitcoin and Ether. But you see now that there is no further downward probably long number of BTC longs movement. So if we get a support here and we continue the momentum of number of longs here, so that would really help catapult the move ahead. And similarly, if you see the number of shorts, so they have dropped down drastically, right? So as you can see, okay, I'm not logged into my account, I believe it's prompting me to that. Anyway, so BTC USD shorts, as you can see, it has, like yesterday, the number of shorts have drastically dropped down from 11,875 Bitcoin number of shorts all the way down to just 1,000. So this is a very good sign for us to understand that the selling pressure is almost over. The whales who wanted to dump their Bitcoin and short and take profits, they have done it. They have probably closed their short positions, and now they'll be looking to fill up their long positions. So we can see a continued downward movement of the number of shorts for BTC USD and an increased movement for number of BTC USD longs. So all in all put together, I believe that this correction of BTC should be close to getting over. But as I said, the most important fact here is we need to reclaim $42,000 area. We need to stay above it, maybe for a couple of more days, or maybe this entire week we stay above $42,000 area and try to tap the $46,000 area, flip these two areas back to support, and then definitely we are going to go ahead and target $65,000 areas, and once again go for an all-time high. And then in terms of all-time high, the risk to reward longing here is going to be immense. We have a 1.618 Fibonacci at $87,000. We have a 2.618 at $1,24,000 and a 3.6 Fib at $1,61,000. Although it won't happen in one go, but yeah, these are the areas that we can foreseeably see for BTC in the near future. There are a lot of other catalysts that led to this particular downfall. Let's not discuss about the fundamentals for it. We are here today to discuss the technicals. There was a lot of FUD going around BTC with China banning BTC and the Tesla news and a lot of other things that did play a catalyst. Plus technically also this was looking a little weak. but I believe we are close for this dump to get over, and we should see some bullish momentum pretty soon. All right, thank you.